You're live. Hello, I am live on the tube of you. All right, I don't know if they're going to start, if they're going to allow people to do group hangouts here, okay? But this is the new format they're talking about. And we're going to see what happens because August 1st, it's all going to change. So this is almost did that. A taste challenge. A taste challenge. Bacardi, Superior, part of the Carta range. There's three Cartas. The Superior, the Gold, and the Black. Heavy metal, the black and the silver. All right. So this here, this rum here, I want to know if everybody here likes to drink a little alcohol. All right. Bacardi Superior, 40% alcohol, aged at least 1 year. Produced in Puerto Rico and bottled in Jacksonville, Florida. Oh, yeah. It's filtered through a secret blend of charcoal. All right. It's aged in white oak and charred white oak barrels. I was going to look at Facebook and see the photos people posted today, but Facebook crashed this morning, apparently, and they ain't got it fixed yet. And what are you going to see on Facebook all the time? Photos of this, photos of that. I'm like, I'm not looking at a bunch of blank spaces. And James P. Madonna was like, let me send you this audio. I'm going to tell you something. I was like, no dice. It's not working. The audio crashed, the video crashed, the photos crashed. I said, I can't talk to you. You can type if you want to sit there and type back and forth. But I said, I was going to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, that was for the Friday slot. I'll just do it today. Wednesday for the Friday slot. It's no big deal. I know. It ain't no big deal because I was going to review it. I was going to taste challenge them this week anyway. So I'll do it now. Now, Monday, I'll just sip a little bit on the Taco 100. I got, let's say, 4 more weeks of sipping on that. 4 more Mondays, and then I'll expedite it. And then I'm going to go with the Pie Hole Cherry. It's going to take me, I bet you it'll take 5 months to sip that down if I sip a little bit every Monday. But that's all right. I only paid $1.99 for it. Clubhouse Premium Quality Rum. Bottled by Kentucky Standard Distillers of Bardstown, Kentucky. Now, you might say, I'm not familiar with Kentucky Standard Distillers. Yeah, neither is anybody else. This is aquamarine. Doesn't look like that on the video, but it's aquamarine and gold. It's Heaven Hill is what it is. It's Heaven Hill. This liter bottle cost me $6.99. And I could have gotten it for $5.99 had I been willing to buy 2 bottles, and I wasn't willing to do that. I told the guy, I said, well, can I mix and match? Buy 1 Ron Rio and 1 Clubhouse? No. He said, you got to buy 2 of the same. I said, well, don't worry about it. I should have bought 2 of these because the Ron Rio, oh no, that was too bad. That was nasty. That was no good. That was no good. But you know what? I'm not going to sweat it. I only have a whole 1,000 milliliters to drink. All right. They're both clear. You know what I mean? They're white rums. I don't know when Clubhouse came out. I'm looking on the trademark research is showing like 2012. Well, I know it was way before that, so I don't even know what they're talking about. Clubhouse is not a new brand, okay? I didn't say it was a good brand. I said it wasn't new. And they show a clubhouse at a country club with crossed swords, no, crossed golf clubs, crossed golf clubs, and crossed fishing poles. How many clubhouses serve this rum? Probably none, except maybe it's their bar liquor, their bar rum, and they mix drinks with it. I had the clubhouse gin. That was pretty good, actually. It had some interesting lemon lime qualities, although it never said it was flavored. I don't know anything about Clubhouse. It doesn't say where it's produced. It doesn't say it's imported. It just say bottled in Kentucky. Nothing else. Nothing. You know what I mean? Is it even produced in the Caribbean, or could it be just a rum made in Kentucky? I mean, I don't know. I can't give you information I don't have, all right? It's a premium. It says on the label, it's premium quality. Premium quality. You say, well, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a marketing term. It's just it means whatever you want it to mean. So if you try to go to court, forget it. You're not going to win. Like craft beer, craft. Somebody was going to sue Coors because they bought Blue Moon, and they said, I found out it wasn't craft beer. And the judge was like, that's not a legal term. Hold on, I'll be right back. And then the judge was like, that doesn't even mean anything. Craft beer doesn't mean anything. You say, well, the Brewers Association says it means thus, and thus. The judge said, what? It's just a trade association, not the law. A legal tort would be if you said it was beer and you found out it wasn't beer. You know what I mean? Like if Coors was selling, they say, it's a beer and you find out it's not made with any beer products, then you'd have a tort. But then what company would be dumb enough to do that? Kyle Zappy says, what's up? Just chilling, drinking a bud. Actually, I did drink a Keystone Ice a little while ago. I have no Budweiser in the house. I have Keystone Ice. I have Natural Ice, which I prefer both of those over Budweiser, honestly, and they're way cheaper. And I got all these strange like craft beers in the fridge and all these like packaged cocktails like made with vodka and stuff. I'm very curious to try those. I don't know if there's any video reviews. I didn't see any. Okay, so I'm going to mix these up. I don't remember which one is which anyway, but I'll mix them up for what it's worth. I got to get off of this. Hang out at the top of the hour because I want to watch the news. But like I said, Facebook crashed. I'm not dealing with that. I told James, I said, he wanted to talk to me, but I said, I'm not going to just sit up here looking at all these empty spaces. Bacardi Superior says, smooth and subtle with notes of almond and vanilla. It doesn't dominate like gin. Gin does kind of dominate, doesn't it? Or disappear like vodka. Perfect for classic rum cocktails like the mojito. And you know what? I don't think I've ever had a rum cocktail in my life. I mean, I'm kind of sheltered. Like I don't drink cocktails, highballs, mixed drinks, any of that. I mean, I'll taste these liquors and tell you what I think straight. But everything else, I'm kind of like out of the picture. Kyle Zappy, Drewski Brewski says, fake news. I don't think it was fake news. And I think 2 Jim Beam warehouses burnt down today. You saw that? That was real news. 2 Jim Beam warehouses burnt down and thousands and thousands of barrels burnt up. You can imagine they could never get that fire put out. You know how much heat that generates? I don't know what caused the fire. And then last year, Barton Distilling had a crash. Remember, all their barrels crashed? You know, the rick house fell. And all the barrels came rolling out. I think they saved most of the barrels. They said it was mostly, wasn't even bourbon. It was mostly Paul Masson brandy, which I do like. And when I was in that rick house, the ladies got us scared. She's like, if you see this plumb line out of that circle, like the plum has to be in that circle. If you see it out of the circle, you need to immediately run out the rick house. I said, why? She said, because it's about to crash. It's off level. It's going to start leaning. And once it gains momentum, you'll never stop it. Each barrel is heavy. So imagine a warehouse with 22,000 barrels. See what I mean? Once it starts to lean, you've had it. You better get out quick. Luckily, no one was injured. Drewski says, I'm devastated. Right, because that's his. We drink water. He drinks Jim Beam. All right, Kyle Zappi says lightning caused the fire. Oh, lightning. Oh, that makes sense. They didn't have it grounded, though? They didn't have like a lightning rod? That's weird. But, how many people don't have lightning rods on their house? Probably a lot. They just don't realize, it could save the house. Okay. You say, what's the chance of lightning hitting my house and burning it down? Well, I mean, it's very low. There's a very little chance, but it could happen. Look what happened to Jim Beam. This smells very rich. It's very pungent. It's very sugary. It's very spicy. I can smell the charred wood, the charred oak, some charcoal, all those, that multiplicity of aromas. So it's got to be the Bacardi, because the Bacardi is very rich and developed. All right, but we got to do a challenge. Got to be fair. What's up? Says Bucky Dent. And I got two people ask me, what's up? Just chilling, drinking a bud. No, I'm not drinking a bud. I did drink a Budweiser. Oh, I'm going to drink an Anheuser-Busch product later on tonight. Natural ice during our 7:30 Eastern time, 1 hour. It'd be about an hour. It's called Reviewing and Scoring Beer. It's a video about reviewing and scoring beer. I thought, that'd be a really good. So I didn't come up with the topic, but somebody else did. But I thought that's a great topic. This smells kind of dumb. Price is probably going to skyrocket for Jim Beam. Yeah, because of because it's going to be hard to get. I'm glad I got my Jim Beam Prohibition in the cabinet unopened. Oh, bazam, I have it. But they do a lot of contract stuff too, so it could have been stuff they don't even own. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been Christian Brothers brandy or something that burned up. I don't know. Could have been Clubhouse rum. No, they don't make Clubhouse, but they make a lot of cheap rums now. Don't fool yourself. And now Jim Beam updated their website. They don't show all their lesser brands anymore. Like they used to show Kessler's blended whiskey, and you better hope it was Kessler's that burnt, and Beam's 8-star. See, they don't show that. They're too good for that. They're too good to show their cheap products. Or Windsor Canadian. They used to have a write-up about it, how wonderful it was. Oh, no. They took it off the website. So you just better hope it was something like that. What beers would, Subject Zero says, what beers would you recommend to a Miller High Life fan? I have not found anything better yet. It's hard to say. I guess Miller High Life Genuine Draft, Miller Genuine Draft might be a good choice. They used to make Ham's Genuine Draft, and then it was renamed Ham's Golden Draft, but they don't make it anymore. So it's hard to say, High Life is like a product where you get it in, you get in the niche, you know what I'm saying? Like you start to like it, you just only want to drink that, This has got to be Bacardi. This has got to be Bacardi because it's so much richer in the nose, and this is dull in the nose. Not bad. I didn't say it was bad. This is not bad. It's dull. It's dull. It's bland. You get a little wood, you get a little sugar, you get a little light molasses, you get a little char, spice, all that, but it's so muted. Let's taste it, heck. I'm a High Life fan. I love Coors Banquet, says Scruffy says, I get kegs of both. He gets kegs. We proud when we buy 12 packs. He buys kegs. Oh, yeah. They got some people in St. Charles Parish. That's all they buy. They buy Yingling and other stuff, kegs only, every week. And they must have money because they pay the store to deliver it to them. They got to pay a delivery fee. And they only drink draft beer out the keg. This man and his sons. And when they cleared out to get more. They want an endless supply of Yingling and other stuff like Abita, Amber. They want it, and they want it fresh. Well, it's going to be fresh if it's in a keg, or it'd be rotted. All right, so the first taste was rich. Now the second draw, I drew some rum in. It's spicy, it's woody, it's filtered, charcoal, but it's just bland. Now, could you make rum in Kentucky or Louisiana? Yes, they actually make rum in Louisiana. There's a rum distillery in New Orleans. What is it, on Elysian Fields? It seemed nice, but I was like, I'm not paying money to go see them make rum. They were like, you can come to our facility and pay us money to tour it. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. That's why I like Sazerac. They don't make you pay to go on their tours. The tour is free, and they give you free whiskey at the end. You know, these other companies say you got to pay $13 for a tour. It's like, well, hold on a minute. I already drove to Kentucky. You know, I had to get a hotel. I had to pay for gas, and now I got to pay you for the privilege of touring your factory. I don't know. And then you're only doing it to entice me to buy your product. I got a problem with that, you know, and that's what Sazerac says. That's why they quit the Bourbon Trail, because they feel like it's a ripoff. Like you're making people pay money to go tour your stuff. It's like, we don't do that. But now Miller's doing it. They're making people pay $10 to tour Miller Brewing. I said, maybe that's to keep the riffraff out. You know, you might have had your common city alcoholics that were trying to tour it every day. You know what I mean? They want to take a free tour every day. But still, it seems bogus, man. I say man a lot because I'm from Louisiana and we say man a lot. I'm just joking. Well, you know what, people? I have to say that these are not that far apart. They're apart. I mean, this has got to be the Bacardi because it's got more character and rich flavor. But would I pay, gee whiz, would I pay $6 more for Bacardi for a smaller bottle? I mean, yeah, it's a better flavor and all, but I don't know. I mean, you could substitute. You could say, I'm making a trade-off. I'll pay $6.99 and get a whole liter, and I'll deal with the. Now, if you're making mixed drinks, yeah, I mean, why not? Heck. But you can deal with the blander flavor because it's not a bad flavor. It's not like, oh, this is so bad, I can't stand it. It tastes like airplane glue and all that, like people say on these written reviews. Nah, it's just kind of dull. But it's not bad. It's just kind of sugary, you know. Uh-oh. Holly's Happy Hour says, oh, Lordy, I finally made a Louisiana Live, and you're doing Bacardi. Yeah, you did a happy hour today about, the topic was, I was getting ready to set up this video when you showed it, so I couldn't really pay attention to it. So it went right out of my your short-term memory. But I'm going to check back. Looking at it, no, says 45,000 barrels of Jim Beam burned. Oh, yeah, that's a shame. Holly's Happy Hour says, say yes, Jay. No worries. Laugh out loud. What does that mean, say yes? Okay, I'm saying it. Yes. Okay, so Clubhouse rum. Look, I'm pretty sure no one goes to a liquor store like I did on Louisiana Highway 47 in Chalmette, Louisiana. Their accent is much more interesting than their liquor stores. Although the liquor stores are interesting, but their accent is bizarre. I mean, it's bizarre. I've met people from Chalmette, and I just look at them and I say, it's like they're speaking another language. You say, well, that's only like 40-something miles away. I know, but I remember Channel 4 News did a little expose one night. Not an expose, like one of those filler stories. You know, at the end of the news, a happy time stories. It was like, What's the allure of Chalmette? And they were interviewing people on the street. Why do you love Chalmette? This is like in 1990. Wow, they got girls. They got girls. You can drive your car, go drive up and down Judge Perez High, Judge Perez. I was like, wow, they got girls. That's why he likes Chalmette. They got girls. And they don't live in St. Bernard Parish, excuse me. We have 64 parishes in Louisiana, but they live in the parish. Not that they say the parish. Like the other 63 parishes, they don't really matter. I'll say, where are you from? The parish. And it's not St. Bernard, it's St. Benoit. Where are you from? In St. Benoit. I live in Araby. Oh, in Araby, huh? Yeah, by the barracks. Okay. Don't cook them oysters too long, they're going to get burnt. I met these two girls in college, blonde headed. I said, oh, they're nice looking. I'm going to talk to them. I said, where did you go to high school? Andrew Jackson High School in the parish in St. Benoit in Chalmette. I was like, wow. Amazing that what's coming out their mouth is so different than what you would expect by their face, It's like, woo. All right, the video is not about making fun of St. Benoit. All right, but if you go there, you can get this liquor. But the whole purpose of that whole little off-track thing was, I doubt you go to that liquor store in St. Benoit and think, oh wow, Clubhouse $6.99 a liter. It must be extraordinary. This must be a fantastic product. No one is going to think that. All right, only fools would think that. You're going to see it $6.99 a liter, and you're going to think this is some cheap junk. Okay, you know what I mean? Most people have enough brains to figure out what they're buying. Like, did you buy Surefine macaroni and cheese and think it was, comparable to Kraft? No, you didn't buy that for that reason. You bought it because it was way cheaper and you didn't want to pay for the Kraft. Somebody set the fire on purpose, says Drewski Brewski. What? Holly's Happy Hour says yes to the Bacardi. And I'm thinking that probably if you go to San Diego, you're not going to see the Clubhouse. Jen. Hello, Ronald. Do you like any Beatles songs? Says Iron Man Spartan. Well, I mean, I do have every Beatles studio album, plus some compilation albums. I guess I like their songs. But you know what? I'll give you everything I've got for a little peace of mind. This has got to be the Bacardi. And I'm going to look right now, and it better say B. It does say B. I did it. But I mean, come on. How are you going to confuse Clubhouse with Bacardi? Answer, you're not. Is Clubhouse a good rum? Well, I mean, I don't know about all that. It's adequate. Okay? It's adequate. It's not bad. I mean, if somebody gets on the internet and talking about how garbage it is and it's trash and only bums drink it and you're a fool to pay $6.99 for a liter, I wouldn't pay much attention to that review, because that's just somebody they're just on the internet stunting they're trying to get attention. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It's just bland, okay? Drewski Brewski says somebody that knows him. So somebody they said no more beam for Drewski, laugh out loud. Oh yeah, I would have set that if I know you would start drinking water. Holly's Happy Hour says the Beatles rock. Yeah, they should have never broke up. I mean, they did stupid things. It's like, how could you make all these good records and then you're going to break up? Because what? We don't get along. Well, so what? A lot of bands don't get along. Just make it work. Like Fleetwood Mac, they didn't get along. But when they saw those dollar signs every time they looked up into the sky, they said, well, maybe I can't stand you and you can't stand me, but we sure love cashing those checks. So they just tolerated each other. Now, of course, that was not the case starting in 2018, but they went a long time tolerating each other, for those paydays. I could tolerate a lot of people for those kind of paydays. Iron Man Spartan says, I'm getting off in 1 minute, y'all. Ronald, if you want a really powerful and nice tasting rum, try Ray and Nephew 63%. They got it right there at Walmart, and I can get it cheap. The Ray and Nephew Overproof. But I'm so backstocked on liquor right now, Iron Man. It's just not going to work. Maybe in a couple of years. I'm too backstocked. Christopher Duplichin. Christopher Duplichin said, one rum I've had that was truly terrible was Skull. First time I ever spent a night by the toilet. Oh, well, let me tell you, Skull is pretty good compared to Ron Rio. I like Skull. You talking about the white, the dry white? I think it's all right. Fleetwood Mac. Wow, one of the best groups ever, says Iron Man Spartan. But there's no doubt about that. Like they made the perfect album. Like listen to Rumors. That's the perfect album. It has no flaws, no flaws, no flaws. Drewski Brewski says, look like I'm on the water. Thank goodness. Tyler Mansell says, good job, Brewski. Christopher says, nah, the dark. For some reason, hit my stomach wrong. I have the dark. I have the gold. Oh, I've never bought Skull Dark. I have the gold. The gold is fine. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm out of here. I'm going to watch the news. Tyler says, I'm drinking a can of Rolling Rock. That's a good choice. Thanks, folks.